Hi, Jason Levine here with Harry Levine Insurance. We've talked about how to maximize your insurance discounts before, and a lot about often how what you pay for is what you get. Today I want to focus just briefly on why bundling is such a great thing. As a matter of fact, as more and more national players re-enter the market in Florida, trusted choice independent agents, like us here at Harry Levine Insurance, are able to do a whole lot more for our family of insureds to make sure that they're maximizing discounts and only doing business with top preferred national carriers. So bundling in a nutshell is putting multiple lines of business with one insurance company. For instance, your homeowners insurance and your auto insurance with the same carrier. So companies like Nationwide, Auto Owners, Progressive, many others give deep discounts for vending multiple lines of insurance to the same customer. So it's one of the strongest, and it's becoming something that is increasingly more common here in Florida. It had been for years, and then loosely between 2004 and right about now, 2020, it had been sort of a figment of the past. Whereas now we have a lot more national, large household brand name insurance companies re-engaging our marketplace. They'd simply stopped selling homeowners insurance in Florida. Now a lot of them are back. So that means, for instance, that if you place both your home and auto with one company, you could benefit up to 20% in discounts on both of those contracts. Whereas prior, if you had your homeowner's insurance with company A, your auto insurance with company B, you might get a homeowner discount, meaning you actually own a home on the auto for a much smaller percentage. Whereas now you have a multi-line discount, meaning company A is saying, hey, thanks, you've got your home coverage with us and your auto coverage with us. We're gonna really slash that price. What enables that is, generally speaking, when a customer places more lines of coverage with one company, they're simply statistically more likely to stay with that company longer, and the company has more reason to incentivize a much longer relationship there through the use of discounts, because with multiple lines, when you buy those 2, 3, 4 policies from the same company, it just creates a better economic situation, not only for you, but also for the company. So bundling discounts vary by carrier. The bottom line is every insurance company within the admitted market, which basically means the fully enfranchised, fully regulated companies here in the state, they have to file their rates, which include things they give discounts for, with the Department of Insurance. So the Office of Insurance Regulation has to review and approve those filings, but everyone is simply different. Some could be 10% or less, some are 20%, and some could even be a little bit more. Interestingly, there was a law passed, I believe 2 legislative sessions ago now, so it would be the 2019 session, I believe, that actually enables carriers to create partnerships. And it was just announced that a major regional homeowners carrier that's based in Florida has formed a partnership with a major national auto carrier based out of Seattle, and they can actually offer discounts on both the home and the auto now as if they were the same company. So they're trying to drive growth within their portfolios by creating a shared pool of customers that they're actually going to treat as if it was a traditional sense where company A wrote both home and auto, whereas it's actually company A writing one and company B writing the other. But again, the partnership is beneficial. So an insurance company, contrary to public belief, is not in the business of altruism. They are, in fact, a business that needs to take in money, and they need to make a profit and still be able to pay your claims. If they don't make a profit, then they're not going to be able to be there to pay your claims. So what they're doing is thinking, how do we create long-term relationships with a stable customer base that carries us for years so that we can carry them for years with protection and the promise of paying claims when they occur. So basically, they know, statistically speaking, over the last 100 years worth of data, that the more policies somebody has with a single company, the more likely they are to stay with that company for a longer period. So it makes sense to give generous discounts to know that person X is going to be an insured with ABC Insurance for 5+ years, statistically speaking, than to do so for someone that fits a profile that they probably shop once a year and change companies. You have to understand, and I think a lot of people, there's a disconnect here because they're just looking at bottom line, which when you're looking at your household budget, I get it. But when an insurance company issues a policy, you call an agent. The agent is going to go through the quoting process, go through the issuing process with you, and of course that agent has to get paid. They have to make a living to be able to be there to be your agent. Then on the company side, there was an underwriter who reviewed the account. That underwriter gets paid a salary just like a worker at any company, and that underwriter has to be able to be paid. And then when that policy was generated, there were very sophisticated computer systems in play. The policy probably then got printed on paper and sent by United States Postal Service to your mailbox. All of these pieces occur, so there has to be financial coverage. The thing is, be a smart consumer and understand that there are ways to take advantages of discounts, specifically through bundling your coverage to develop long-term relationships at great rates with an insurance carrier of your choice. That way you're not sacrificing coverage or simply chasing the lowest rate at any given time. It's all about the law of averages, right? What you want to do is spend the least amount of money for the most valuable product over the longest period of time. If you're constantly just looking for the lowest price, the odds are you'll probably spend more, including in time and effort spent. Call us here at Harry Levine Insurance right away. We've got a number of name brand carriers that you'll immediately recognize. You might even start singing some of their jingles that are now offering super competitive bundling options right here in our backyard in Central Florida.